This is Van Electric Ghost, and this episode is called Peg Heavy Funk Zone. We discussed the Electro-groove of Motherfunk That Scene. So Motherfunk That Scene is heavily inspired by George Clinton, P-Funk, and Parliament Funkadelic. We were heavily inspired by the concept of like funk and all the sonic goodness that comes from that kind of beat. However, the lyrics are probably more inspired than the music. The vibe of the song is P-Funk, but it's got a more modern feel because this song is using two kind of opposing technologies. We're using the Teenage Engineering OPZ that we used the sampling mode, which was just introduced in the latest upgrade to the OS of the Teenage Engineering OPZ. So we did a sample of my voice swearing, basically saying something about like fuck you, and we ran it through the OPZ and played with the OPZ sequencer to create a basic track that has the sample plus a bunch of other tracks using the kick and the bass and the drum, the snare, the lead, and the cymbal, and we also used our arpeggiator and maybe a chord as well. Then on top of that, we recorded this directly into a Zoom R24. All the tracks from the OPZ come on tracks 1 and 2 of the Zoom R24 digital recorder. Then we took our modular gear that we have running through an MX1 performance mixer, and we ran two different Moogs. We ran the Moog Mother 32 using a Juno GI through MIDI to run some lead lines. We also ran that Mother 32 through a Make Noise math utility module, which does logarithmic and exponential processing of the CV signal. It made this kind of distorted sonic goodness that you can get from a Moog. We also have a DFAM running a sequence in the background on tracks 3 and 4. So there's a lot of sonic goodness going on 3 and 4. We've got the Moogs running through a Mats module in the Eurorack. We're using the Arturia 6U solution. And just I forgot to talk about is the Teenage Engineering OPZ. When we recorded it, we used the MX1 performance mixer to live performance mix the feed of our playback. So we ran the playback directly into the MX1, and then we did some variations on the effects from the bit crush to a digital delay to a flanger. So throughout the song, you hear the Teenage Engineering tracks 1 and 2 being affected in real time on those tracks by either a digital delay, a bit crush, or a flanger. And then on the voice for Josephine Electric that we did the vocal track on a VT4 actually has, us going through the MX1 performance mixer using a digital delay on her voice. And we did a lead line on the Mother 32 on another track. So we introduced that. And then in the middle of the song, during the recording of the OPZ, we used a digital pad from the Juno GI synth. So there's a lot of sonic goodness going on. There's 6 tracks that were used, 6 stereo tracks. And we feel the song is basically, Josephine's kind of talking about people who are not tolerant of others' sexuality, and basically saying motherfunk that scene of the people who don't tolerate those people who don't want to go by pronouns. And she talks about a girl who might want to be called he, and the guy might want to wear a dress, and another person that might not want to be labeled. And, people who are kind of corn-fed, kind of conservative, kind of straight-laced people, she don't want them on the scene because they don't like her and they don't like her friends. And that's basically the song, is kind of her lashing out at those who don't let others be what or who they be. And that's what the song is about. And so we kind of have embraced, a lot of things in our music, from digital to analog to talking about sensuality and sexuality and politics. And this song is not that different. We've included the YouTube video that we created for it and the SoundCloud link. We'd appreciate folks if they check us out and become a sponsor or supporter of the show. We interview indie artists from around the world. We interviewed Blue Bones Music from London, a singer-songwriter from London this week. We're going to be interviewing several other folks coming up in the future. I'm looking at my calendar right now to give you guys a heads up of who is going to be on the Phantom Electric Ghost interview show. So coming up this month, we're going to look at on Wednesday, we're going to talk to Kerem Zefania, and that's going to be a pretty cool interview. I found her on Instagram, and she was vibing to the ghost, and I'm vibing to her, so we're going to talk to her. And then we're going to also talk to, on a Sunday, which I'm trying to find out what Sunday I was going to do this on. I believe we're going to talk to, it's always hard to figure out. Okay, yeah. We're going to talk to Mora Fee on Sunday, August 4th. So we're pretty excited about those interviews. And, it's going to be interesting. I think we have another one that we're trying to set up. So we're gonna be talking about more interviews. And like I said, if you're a band and you like the Ghost, then check us out. We're entertaining. We were approached about going and playing a music festival in New Jersey. It looks like it's going to happen in June 26th and 27th of 2020. It's going to be the Lexington Pride Festival. And we've told them that we'd do it if we can get at least a 20, 30-minute set. So, that's interesting for us. We're going to prep for that. There's some things we want to add to our sonic arsenal. We want to add a Moog matriarch. We want to change our microphone, our wireless mic system to go Sennheimer, which we previously had, and just beef up some of our recording equipment. Maybe get a Tascam Model 24 and some other sonic goodness and Neve recording equipment. But yeah, and we're always looking to get the next big poly synth. We still love the Roland System 8. We think for $1,400, that's a very good deal for a poly synth. If you're a touring musician, it can do a lot. From doing a Juno 106 to a 108. A Juno 106 to a Jupiter 8. It's basic regular sound engine. It's very powerful. It can do like a lot of other things. It can do all the mono synths that the System 1 can do. So it could do like a System 100. It could do a SH101. And so, yeah, it's a very powerful synth. It's not per function, and it's got a lot of emulation. It's got a lot of capability. We were hoping that Roland would make a bigger version of it with a bigger keyboard and maybe call a System 16 that would provide a 16-voice Jupiter 8 and a 16-voice 106. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool and put Roland on the cutting edge if they could do that. And if maybe they could reformat the function and look of it to look more like a Jupiter or a 106 and then have better casing for it. And they extended to 61 keys, we think that would be a really competitive instrument because we're looking at the Moog Matriarch, which we feel is a very awesome paraphonic synth that we'd like to put in our sonic arsenal. The other thing, which is not really available yet, is the UDO Super 6, which could be the poly synth that everybody wants for touring going forward. But until it actually comes out, we would have to wait on it. But the 2 cents we really like today, in our synth recommendation is from a polysynth kind of keyboard standpoint. We really love the System 8, and we love the Matriarch from Moog. But then if you're going to have cost no object, probably the Prophet XL. If you were doing soundtracks, you're doing performances, he's got awesome pianos, he's got the ability to emulate a Prophet 5 and some other. I think it also can do a Prophet 10, and they can do maybe the VS. And then it's got those samples from ADO with the 1920 grand piano sounds on it, plus just the modulation capabilities of a Prophet. I've never been able to get into the Prophet workflow at the same level. I think that the Roland and Moog workflows, I think, are a little bit easier to understand. But the Prophet workflow, if you work on it, is very powerful and can do a lot of things. And so I'm always interested in that. And if like money is no object, the Prophet XL, and then the other one would be the Moog 1. If Moog was ever listening, and I'd love to get one for free, but they're not going to probably do that based on my current status as an indie musician. Yeah, but the Moog 1 is like, I don't know if you'd ever bring it on the road. It's so expensive, but it would be a great studio machine. The one you'd bring on the road is the System 8. And then, the other one would be the UDO Super 6. But the Prophet and the Moog 1, you probably don't want to bring on the road. The Matriarch you could bring on the road. So that gives you a lot of cool options. And we think the Matriarch, because it's paraphonic, gives you have to kind of relearn how you play a little bit to use it. You might still need to have something like a Juno with it, because it can't replace all the stuff that you would do. Unlike a Prophet XL would basically be like your go-to synth on stage, along with the System 8 is a really good go-to synth. So I'll talk to you guys later, and we'll keep on interviewing artists from around the world. Thank you for your support. Peg loves it.
Let them be what they're gonna be. My although don't want you to be what you be. They're green, they're mean, they're out there, so unclean. They don't want your kind of scene where you're gonna be what you be. Like George said, your funk is a way of life, and you're dead. The motherfucker, like George said, all your suits, you're just plain dead. Get the funk, get it on, get the funk. Until you're gone. Get the fun. Stay on. Stay on. Yeah, all night long. In the dream, now we're complete. Sample sounds, morning dreams. Yeah, oh. And a P, and we brought the Z, and EFAM dreams, let them be, let the funk, let it be. Motherfucker, that scene, let that girl charge, let her be. That boy with a dress on shit. Let that girl Do what you want be. Do what you want be. Even if that is high. If that's thrown out, let it be. If that's what it is, let it be. Love funk, that scene of corporate folks that too mean. Got love funk, that scene of reaching folks. It's just plain mean. That scene, I gotta O, I got P, I got C, and it's not free, and that's not me. Motherfucker, that scene, fuck those, are so mean. Won't let you be what you be. Motherfucker, that scene, let it be what it be. Motherfucker, that scene, I use suits, it's just plain mean. Let the rave, let it be. Let the rave be ecstasy. Let the rave be a dream. You got the blood, we need to bleed. You gotta be a psychic vampire to be complete. You gotta be a psychic vampire to be with Josephine. You gotta be a psychic vampire to be complete.